Okay, let's do it. So it's gonna be called $1,000,000 on a Queen motel bed.
That's a long ass
Yeah.
fucking title. Oogly boogly. Welcome to the Fresh Record. I'm one of your hosts, Wiley Todd, and I am here once again joined by Mr. Benny Cumella. Gotta bring back an old throwback.
episode
2.
1.
It was 2 because I
It was
messed up
2.
to pronounce
It was
your
2. It was
name
supposed to.
wrong.
Episode
Cumella.
1. Cumella. My name is Benny Cumella. It's Benny Cumella. Really happy to be here with you in the flesh.
This is for the record, for the fresh record.
For the fresh record.
This is the last one we're gonna have in person for a little bit. So,
well we don't know that because we don't know when this is gonna get released. This could be like the first one of the bunch.
What if like them? Well, no, I'm saying like the day of recording. This is the last one we're like physically recording together.
Yeah.
No, this might be the first one you see. But
sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
We recorded I think 6 podcasts now. This will be the 6th one.
You've already seen one of them. Like as of recording, you've already seen one of them.
We could also do another one too. Then that day is still young. We could do another one.
There's no reason to. We've recorded a ton.
We recorded a ton, but it's fun. It's something to do.
I can't believe I'm gonna say I'm tired of talking music. No, I'm joking. But so we recorded another one of these where we did covering single songs. That we went to shout out artists that we kind of did this like in the early episodes of the Fresh Record, which is kind of the DNA of the show. So we're kind of going back to that. We just recorded one. I don't know which one's first. So we'll keep that as a surprise. We're not going to say what they are, but this is basically the same thing. Benny, are you ready to talk some music?
Yeah, I am. Let's do it.
Okay, I guess I'll start because you started last episode. So let's do something a little bit spicy, a little bit different. Okay. Talk about it different.
I'm going to switch it up today too.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I am.
Okay. No, this is very different. I hope you're prepared.
Okay.
So this is by Maria Isabel, this track. Maria Isabel is a R&B artist that makes R&B music, of course. Very nice voice, very beautiful. But we're doing it a little bit different. You know, you think R&B, you think smooth lyrics, loving, you know, that's what you think about it, right?
Songs about love.
So we're doing a Spanish track.
It's in Spanish.
From Maria Isabel, yes. Well, besides one line.
Okay.
It's called No Soy Para Ti. So let's dive into it.
Pero me decían, no te metas, donde no te aman hasta que lo entiendas.
Dude, fuego.
So, okay.
Oh, God.
So I'm going to address the elephant in the room. Okay. So I am a avid Spanish music listener. I love Spanish music.
Is that an elephant?
Yes, that's an elephant in the room. I'm a white guy, you know. Anyways, I love Spanish music. I listen to it all the time. I love it. And some of the times, besides like certain genres like corridos compared to other things, but like it sounds similar in production wise. And you can kind of hear it here. It sounds kind of similar to those and stuff. What makes it unique for me though is the vocals. And the vocals alone have this early 2000s R&B sound to it that I really, really dig in this track. And just kind of how it goes just throughout the song is just super beautiful. Then how it like breaks Spanish and goes into English. You're No Good For Me is really nice as well. I just think she has like a good voice with the classic what Spanish music is right now, the production, and then mixing it with the early 2000s type of beat a little bit with the vocals really stood out to me. That made it special, and I'm excited to see what she does next. Like I'm a fan now. I'm a fan. What did you think?
Well, this is my first time listening to it, and I know you just found it today, correct? My initial impression is that it's very well produced, and it's very marketable and very trendy right now, especially like in the Spanish music realm of the industry. It was very like beat heavy and like dance like, you know. She's a great voice. I can't really connect with it uh, fully because I don't speak Spanish, unfortunately. Um, that's something I should start working on. I might be
I
studying.
really want to learn Spanish.
Yeah, I might be studying in Spain in the fall at Berkeley's campus in Valencia. So, random insert of useless information pertaining to this dissection of this song. How narcissistic of me to project myself into this. God. Uh, anyways, it's a great track. I'm glad you picked it because I like to see like more representation of different genres and cultures in this podcast. And I don't think I ever would choose a Spanish song.
Oh, you're gonna get a shit ton from me, my friend. I love it.
Okay, cool.
I love it.
Nice. Well, thank you for picking it. Yeah, it's good. How many views? I mean, it's on
Listens.
Spotify that you were on. How
Yeah.
many listens does it have on Spotify?
It's hard. It doesn't say individual songs on. I know on.
What's her monthly listener count on Spotify?
84.4K.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a really
Okay, the
good
song
that's
has-
a really good
The
find.
song has 2,323,687 listens.
2 million.
Yeah.
That's not a lot from the grand scheme
Yeah.
of things. So that's pretty. I mean, like not to
Yeah.
put it down. There
Yeah.
wasn't a way of putting it down, but she's still not a relatively undiscovered artist, let's say. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird because I don't know Spanish either. So like how you cannot connect to it, I completely understand. But for some reason, when I listen to it and the emotions, like in the corridos genre of Spanish music, those are the most depressing lyrics you'll ever read. And then you listen to it and it sounds happy as fuck. So I find it so fascinating, and Spanish music to be so deeply written and emotional. So I love it. You love it, and so I connect to it. I don't know why I connect to it. I probably can't explain that, but it does. It hits me in the right spot. So
Awesome.
okay, let's go to your pick.
Okay, so okay. There's this artist who I'm going to choose a song from, and I'm torn between two songs.
Oh shit! You got to pick one. It's the rules.
All right. Okay, so have you ever heard of Eric Hutchinson?
No.
Not to be confused with the Hutchinson that is in the Hunger Games. Josh. Oh, it's Hutcherson,
yeah.
isn't it? It's not
Yeah.
Hutchinson. It's
Yeah.
Hutcherson.
Yeah.
My bad. Speaking of, there's a very annoying meme that was going around last month.
That was not last month. That was a while ago.
My entire feed was just
that? Yeah.
videos of him.
Yeah.
It's like I'd be watching something and all of a sudden it just like
How to
stop.
bake a cake and all got to his face.
Well, so there's two songs from this
Okay.
artist named Eric Hutchinson.
Okay.
One is a more like overly produced pop track,
Yeah.
or there's one that's more acoustic,
Okay.
and like more alternative.
Okay. Are you asking me which
I'm
one?
just curious to know which one.
I
it
would
is.
say acoustic because we haven't really done that.
Okay, let's do it. So it's gonna be called $1 million on a Queen motel bed.
That's a long ass
Yeah.
fucking title.
I wish you guys could see the moment me and Wiley just had. My soul left my body and came back. You want me to go first, or would you like to?
It's up to you. It's your choice.
I'll start. Let's start. So, Eric Hutchinson's a phenomenal musician. I've been familiar with his music for quite some time, but I don't know much about him as a person. I just know his music. I found him through Spotify. He's a lot on like Spotify radio for me, his songs. I've known this one since before the pandemic, I'm pretty sure. But what I particularly like about this song is that, like, in my mind, I think he wrote it to be performed live. It's like a jam track. So it's it's acoustic, and then once it gets to the bridge, it kind of stays in the bridge until the end of the song. And it just builds up continuously, and it's just like really feel good acoustic, like sing along. Like, you know, you can imagine like you're at a campfire and like someone's playing guitar and like everyone's singing along, and it's really easy to pick up. Like if you don't know the song, by the end of the song, you could very well know the lyrics and be singing along. And I feel like it's got that like, you know, music brings people together, and I think this song does that. Yeah, and it's for me, it's really feel good. And Wiley seems to be, I don't know, what I'm reading off your facial expressions, but what do you got to say?
So, I didn't care for the instruments in this track, honestly.
What do you mean you didn't care for them?
I just wasn't connecting with the production and stuff like that of it. You know, the guitars, it just wasn't hitting me in the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Vocally, very much so connected to it. And then when, like you said, when it reached the bridge, that's when it kicked in for me. You know, like
That's
the
so
bridge,
good, yeah.
the bridge is like where I would go to. But the beginning, I was like, okay, like what is this going to be? And then it went to the bridge, and I was like, I'm in. Like I'm in. Like I want to check out. I probably won't listen. Maybe I would. You know, I take that back. I would probably listen to this song again. But it makes me want to check out more of this dude's music, if anything.
Yeah, you totally should.
Yeah.
He's got like off the top of my head, Love Like You, which was the other one I was going to choose when I asked like produced or acoustic. And then Okay, It's All Right With Me, which I think is his biggest song.
Yeah.
Also like Gavin DeGraw-esque, because you did say that.
Yeah, it does have that, the way he went into the bridge sound very much like Gavin DeGraw.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's not a diss. I like Gavin DeGraw. And the reason I mentioned that is because that's like Benny's favorite artist. But yeah, I like the track. Like now, like it's just, it didn't click at first, you know. Maybe on a second time it would click more.
Yeah, think about Stephen Day.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
It might click, but I really do like that bridge breakdown. It was really nice.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was really
Like,
nice.
I
really like
actually
the claps in it too.
Yeah. I wish like if you could maybe put a snippet without the audio of what we were listening to of,
gonna be so awkward.
of
No,
you just clapping and me just like
Yeah.
banging. You know, we really had a moment here. It was so fun. But that's what that's why I like music. It creates moments like that, and because of what just happened, I think I like the song even more. Yeah. Good times. Good times.
Yeah, it's an interesting track. It really is.
For sure.
Yeah.
What's your last pick for the day?
Okay. So this is also a new artist that I found today.
Who?
This is Christian Kuria.
Kuria.
Kara? I don't know how to pronounce it.
I'm not sure. There's many ways you can pronounce that.
Yeah. It's his track Ride.
Okay.
This is an R&B artist I found today. Kind of going down the Genevieve train, and came across this artist. Really like this song. This guy gives Weekend vibes. So let's spin it.
Let's do it.
So that was a little bit of Ride.
Love it.
So can I start this one off? Is that okay?
Yeah, please.
So I found this guy today, and again, it was one of those moments where I started and I instantly rewind it, and something clicked with me. Where I have this fascination of music that you can play on a night drive, and I love that feeling. Just that cold air in the night, it just something hits, right? That's what this song is for me. It's that nice, cool ride vibe. And then so you have that tone to it, a production very much esque of The Weeknd, very much Weeknd vibes with a little bit of R&B, like a little bit of more soul into it, I would say. It's a kind of impact in the production. And I'm not a big Weeknd fan. I know it's like one of the biggest artists in the world. I just don't care for him. There's only a handful of songs I like, but not even a handful. Secrets I like by him, but I'm just not a big fan. So this guy's like the better version of Weeknd, in my opinion, where it's that production that is very nice, and then the vocals. The only way I can describe them is it's at a constant high range, every vocal in it, and it's heavenly. His vocals, and there's even like reverb put on it a little bit that just makes it even more heavenly, and the boom bops, which I mention a lot in this podcast.
Boom bops,
yeah,
the boom bop.
They're killer in this song. I just love it. I love how the lyrics are super simple, easy, and just like heavenly. Like I can listen to this like out at night, having a good time and vibing,
Oh, for
or
sure.
just sitting in a living room with the boys, you know, and putting it on, or just like sitting by myself with the headphones on, having a glass of bourbon, you know, like it fits so many scenarios for me and moments that I love.
I know.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm very happy I found this song today. I'm very curious to know what you think, because this is not really a genre we talk about at all, or this type of music. So I'm curious to know what you think.
I think like we do a lot of talking of like R&B is very broad, you know. So I think we do delve into like every sector of R&B other than this.
Yeah.
You know, like more pop,
Yeah, this is our like
synth
this
sounds,
is yeah.
so it's great. I mean, it's a song like I was getting like Bruno Mars vibes in it too. Like if you could like
More Silk Sonic Bruno
yeah,
Mars.
exactly.
Yeah.
Or yeah, I could see that. But or like the song, was it Fly by Bruno Mars?
Yeah.
Like I got like it was very similar. Yeah. Silk Sonic, I think like traditional R&B, like
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I
Funk. There's
funk,
there's a
lots
lot of funk in that.
Yeah, I love
the
Silk
production.
Sonic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it was great. It's you know, this isn't like a genre of music that I find myself returning to, and I won't in this regard. But I have nothing negative to say or no criticisms.
Yeah. What stands out of the track for you though? Like what and the production or vocals? What stands out for you?
The production was mint, you know,
Yeah.
like for sure. I really particularly like the synth sounds and how the vocals were edited in the song.
Yeah. That like reverb a little bit in there.
Yeah, for sure. And I think there was more going on too. I'd have to listen to it again, you know, like I'm not
No.
I haven't listened to it enough. I must say I did find myself getting lost in it.
That's a good thing. I
Like
think
but
that's
like
a positive.
spacing out
Yeah.
kind of. You know, like it was like very chill and
I
like
think that's a positive.
it is a good thing. Like
Yeah.
I genuinely got lost in it. Like it let me like leave.
A good weed
It was
song.
an escape.
A good
Yeah,
weed song.
yeah, like if you're into that, if you
Yeah.
if you like smoking weed,
Yeah,
you
I
wanna-
don't partake in the
neither
leaf.
neither
but-
do I. I don't partake in the leaf. I can't. I just can't do it. Yeah.
I would definitely check out this artist. He's pretty big actually. Still like no one knows the name, but like he's pretty substantial. He has 1.2 million listeners.
Okay. But that's still you know, relatively.
I've never heard of this
undiscovered.
guy. I never heard of this
Uh-huh.
guy. But yeah, I think this is a guy that could really blow up, because if
Oh, definitely.
yeah, really
definitely.
it has the potential to blow up.
Yeah.
I should have done this guy. I should have known him when we did episodes who will be superstars and stuff.
I
Episode.
could see that happening. I think he has a very broad appeal too,
Yeah.
and I think if he can put on a good live show, I could totally see someone picking him up. And I think he could totally like be opening up for Bruno Mars or The Weeknd. Or
Oh, yeah.
You know, or
Yeah.
Drake. You know, like I think like he could totally find
This guy
himself.
needs to be on features now.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he needs to be on a Drake track or
Look,
whatever.
definitely an artist to watch.
Yeah. It's like the Lucky Day effect. Do you know who Lucky Day is?
I don't.
So Lucky Day is an artist in his own right, but he's been featured on so many things. He was on Janelle Monáe. He did the Smoke song with her.
Okay.
That's Lucky Day. Lucky Day is just a really, really good artist. His album was pretty decent, not blown away by his recent record, but yeah, he gives me the Lucky Day effect. But yeah, this song, man, I really hope you guys enjoy it, because I think it's just a hell of a vibe of a track. So let's get into your last pick, Benny.
Okay. Well, I think we don't do enough representation of rap music, and I'd like to do that. So, this artist is more melodic rap than rap. That's R&B. There are vocals in it, but anyways, there's spoken word as well. So, have you ever heard of Tank and the Bangas?
No.
Really?
No.
Okay, so if you haven't seen their Tiny Desk, it's one of my favorites of all time. And the song I'm about to play, it's called Boxes and Squares. And it's actually the first song that's on the Tiny Desk. And it's pretty long, so prepare to sit for
Oh
a couple
my
of minutes. But without further ado, this is Boxes and Squares by Tank and the Bangas.
Maybe we can go to the store and buy your ass a clue. I heard that.
When they say music as an experience, I think that's the song, the definite of that term.
For sure.
It's an
It's
experience.
incredible. It's incredible.
It's a ride. It's a roller coaster.
Definitely a ride, but it's also incredible. Like the musicianship that's boasted in the track, like everybody in that band is incredible. So Tank and the Bangas, they're from New Orleans. So the jazz and R&B scene there's been
Massive.
Yeah, for forever. Since the genesis of popular music, modern popular music. So they've met at an open mic, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. At some coffee shop, some cafe.
That's cool.
Yeah. What I particularly like about Tank and the Bangas, they don't conform to like the standards of jazz and R&B music today. When we were listening to this, Wiley mentioned this sounding like, as soon as it started, he's like, "Oh, this kind of sounds like something that would be like in a kids TV show." And it's funny that you picked up on that, because they kind of like call themselves their genre, because they're like blend of music. Like they're not like many. They're unique. They have their own sound, which is so like
hard.
It's so admirable. But they actually like refer to their music like as soulful Disney. And it does have childlike qualities.
Yeah,
for
it
sure.
does. Like I know you didn't have cable, but you had. Did you have the like PBS as a kid?
I did, yeah.
It sounds like Reading Between the Lions theme song.
I didn't see that.
Between the lines, between the covers of the book, it's time to look between.
That's a positive. I really liked those children theme songs. So,
but the progression too is really neat.
yeah.
How it evolves from the spoken word, because when it first started, Wiley was laughing. He was like, "What the fuck am I listening to?"
Well, I don't particularly like spoken word. I'm not also a big rap guy, like on wordy rap. It's never been my thing. I'm never like, usually I would say there's an exception, but there really isn't. I've never really enjoyed that stuff. So coming into that, starting into that, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna like this. And then it kept on going, and you're like, hold up. And then it kind of picked up. I was like, okay, I'm a little bit more into it. And then there was that big transition where it kind of got into the kids theme. That's really when I got really into it.
Yeah.
This is a song I was going to come into that because I was thinking my thoughts, what I was going to say. I would say I probably wouldn't listen to this casually because it's more of an experience. But you know what? To get to that part where it does that, it might be worth it to listen to it again.
It is. They're incredible. I would really recommend you actually go listen to one of their albums.
Mm-hmm.
You would love it, especially as a music person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're very well respected within the community. Like, most like major musicians know who they are, and like they're like they're musicians for musicians. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
really cool. Like a really cool experience.
Isn't it cool?
Guys, what we play in here is not going to be enough. You need to have the full experience.
Yeah, you need to go listen to it.
Yeah. You really do. Like, these other ones, you can take these little clips and know if you need to bow out or not. No, like, you need to give the full experience to this song. So
for sure.
Yeah.
And in 2017, you know how like NPR does a Tiny Desk?
Yeah, I know Tiny Desk.
Like a competition.
Yeah.
So like they'll have like people that aren't well known submit songs.
Mm-hmm.
So they won the Tiny Desk concert in 2017. And they weren't too well known, so when they got the Tiny Desk concert, which is the one I was talking about, that really like put them in the spotlight.
That's cool.
Yeah. And this song was the first song that's played in that Tiny Desk.
What a way to start it.
Yeah. And it's like even better live. Like I remember when I first listened to it, I ran to Spotify to like save the song, and when I saved it, I listened to the track and I was like, this doesn't have the same impact on me that it did live.
Yeah.
But it has now that like, I know and love the song. And something that was interesting was that it was off of Spotify for a long time. I don't know what happened, but it wouldn't play in my like songs, and then within the last couple of months it came back. So I'm curious as to why and how that
probably
happened.
like rights issues or something like that.
I'm not too sure. But they're really amazing, and it's a big band too. I would recommend you to like go check out their music. I actually think they might have been Grammy nominated at some point. I don't know though. I have to look into that.
Yeah.
But they have about like 200K monthly listeners on Spotify, which is kind of amazing considering like kind
How
of like
niche they are. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I guess it makes sense if you consider like how niche it is.
Yeah.
But like just considering how pristine and top tier
Do
this.
they
like,
currently still make music?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're still active. But the instrumentation's incredible. Like if you actually like listen to the song and listen to what's being done, individually on each track, it's really really impressive. Even if you don't like the song or that kind of music, there's still that appeal and that and that appreciation for music and the ability to play music in that way. And I'm a big fan of them. Genuinely, I think we'll hear more of them in the future for sure.
Yeah, I'll probably have to check them out after that track.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, cool.
So, how would you rank these songs today?
Ooh, that's gonna be tough for me actually. I don't know if I could do that.
I can go first if you want me.
Yeah, go.
All right. So number 1. I'll go last first. Okay, last will be the track we just listened to because of re-listenability for me. Wait, I take that back. I'll do the first pick that you did. I forgot what that song's called.
$1 million on a
Yeah.
Queen Motel bed.
Yeah, Motel Bed I'll do last.
Interesting.
Then I would do the one that we just played, the Dot and Boxes. Then I would do the Spanish song by Maria, and then I'll do Ride and everything for me. So.
It's funny that you did that. It's gonna be the opposite for me. Probably do the Spanish song last. The other one, Ride. Yeah, that would be third place for me.
We shouldn't even rake in them. Ours is gonna. The ones that we picked are gonna be our favorites. So.
I don't think always, but we don't have to rank them ever. Really, it's kind of hard to rank them. I mean, like
They're so different.
yeah, it's subjective. But of the two that I picked, I don't know what I could choose. I would probably put Tank and the Bangas first and Queen Motel Bed second.
Yeah,
I
I agree with that choice.
Yeah, Queen Motel Bed is great and I love it, but Tank and the Bangas for me are such a unique and special band.
Experience.
Yeah, they're so special, and I think you will learn to love their music too.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's gonna be another Stephen Day for you. Yeah, I like the choices. There was a really good array.
Variety,
Good array of music, and I really like the fact that you brought in a Spanish song too.
I love me
Yeah.
some Spanish music.
Yeah.
And that has been the Fresh Record. Please like and subscribe and do all the things. Comment. If you guys did not know, we have a Spotify.
We do.
Not a Spotify, sorry. We have a podcast.
We
Yes,
do.
we
Yeah,
have a
we
podcast.
obviously have a
But an
podcast.
audio. You can listen to audio on
and-
Spotify.
And people might be listening to this on Spotify. And
Yeah.
if you're on Spotify,
How you doing?
there's also this on YouTube where you actually get to see us talking.
I don't know if you
and-
wanna see
and,
that,
and
but-
interacting with one another.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can watch on YouTube, you can listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and just about any other podcast platform that you could possibly listen to a podcast on. And with all of that being said, you can find me at Benny Cumella on just about every social media platform. And Wiley, where can they find you?
Wiley K. Todd, covering all music supervision and music things for movies, television, games, etc. You know, that's my favorite thing. And thank you guys for watching The Fresh Record, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. And make sure to check out those artists and give them listens and support the music grind. Thank you.
Absolutely.
We'll see you guys next time, you little freshies.
Thank you.